Motivation is unreliable. Do this instead. One question I used to get asked a lot is, Agnes, how do you get all these things done? How do you do that? How do you manage to write a book? There's one point where I was literally at university, I had two children in primary school, had a full-time job, and I was just doing it all. The drop off, the pickups, the this, the that, doing it all. And a lot of questions a lot of questions. But the question I used to get the most is, Agnes, how do you do this? Agnes, how do you do this? The job I had at the time was very demanding. So the people that I was working with, they're like, we can barely just get through doing our 9 to 5. How are you doing a 9 to 5 plus raising children and going to university and doing all of this? One feeling I remember always having is, I don't feel like doing this. It's not like I'm so excited to do it. Like today, I don't feel like doing it, but I still did it. I still did it. And in this video, I just want to explain why motivation is unreliable. And if you wait for it, if you depend on motivation, you're going to end up stuck for longer than you need to be. In my last video, I spoke about being stuck, feeling stuck. You've got so many things you want to do, so many plans in your mind, but you don't execute them. You don't know what you're going for first. You're just constantly in this cycle of I'm going to do, I plan to do, I'm going to do. And one of the biggest reasons we remain stuck, as I said, you could be stuck for years. Some people know it, that they've been stuck for a long time, but they just don't know how to get unstuck. Waiting for motivation is going to keep you stuck for longer. I've spoken about this in my previous videos. Motivation will come when you're in action. When you start taking the steps you need to be taking, there you'll find motivation. Motivation is an emotion. And guess what happens with emotions? They change. Right now, I feel great, I feel pumped. In an hour's time, am I going to be feeling the same? If I have something to do, if I don't do it now, am I going to do it later? Because I feel like it now, I might not feel like it later. So motivation, because it's an emotion, you get pumped, you get excited, and then in that moment you do the most or you promise the most, and then after that emotion fades away. So does your energy and your will to do it. If you allow your progress to depend on motivation, you're going to end up stuck in just a circle, going round and round and round. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. Discipline is not actually about pushing yourself, forcing yourself to do the most, or forcing yourself to do that thing because you said you were going to do it. It's actually about reducing your decisions. Think about it. In the morning, when you get up, how many things do you know you have to do? It's like you have to get up, you have to brush your teeth, you have to get in the shower, you have to get ready. You don't need discipline to do those things because you've been doing them for such a long time that they're just embedded in you now. And this is the same way you need to look at the things you need to do. As I said, I was doing all those things, but it's because I had an end goal. I needed to do these things for a reason. At the time, people looked at me and they were thinking, why is she doing so much? But at the time, I had a plan, and that plan has come to fruition now. When you reduce your options, you reduce the decisions you need to make. One of the books that I read that talks greatly about this is Atomic Habits. And basically just decided if there's something new you want to do, something that you know you need to do, find somewhere in between something you're already doing and add it to it. So if it's, let's say, going to the gym that you want to start doing, you want to start going to the gym every morning, you find a place during your day where you know you can just attach it to that. But that reduces the decision. Once you attach it to it, you're not asking yourself, should I go to the gym? Am I going to the gym? You've reduced the decision by understanding that after this, I'm doing this. Whether you have motivation or not, because I don't think you're going to say to me, I'm not motivated to brush my teeth in the morning, so I don't do it. You know it's something you need to do. So eventually, whatever it is that you place, we said if it's going to the gym, if you place it after brushing your teeth or having your shower, then you know you're going to the gym after that. At first, it's going to be difficult, like everything else. At the beginning, it can be difficult. But as you do it more, as you see the benefit, you get motivated. When you structure your environment better, you're more than likely to do more. When you're doing more, you're more than likely to feel motivated to even do more. So one of the things that helped me, or if I'm in a place where I've got a lot of things to do, one of the things that helps me to get things done is being able to schedule these things. And I will just do it on my phone. If you look at my phone, in my diary, it's just like, this time is this time is that, this time is that. And it's just a continuous way of doing things, but it works for me. If I've got something new that's come about, I'll add it to my diary, add it to my list of things to do. But it's been scheduled in there. So it's less of a decision to make. Do I do this or do I not? No, it's just what's next? What's next? What's next? The key takeaway in this video, and I hope that it sort of reached home for you, is being able to create routines that work for you even when you don't feel like it. So being able to do things that you're supposed to do even when you don't feel like doing it. Finding a place for it. Finding a place for it in your daily schedule allows you to feel so much more motivated and allows you to want to actually do it. And that's what we want to be. We want to be able to feel like we want to do the things we want to do. And as you start taking those small steps, you start getting unstuck, because there's no worse feeling than feeling stuck, because you just then get overwhelmed. You start feeling anxious. You start doing things that are not even aligned with your future plans, but it's because you just feel stuck and you're looking for the quickest way out of that feeling. So the next time you want to feel motivated to do something, just think about it to yourself and say, you know what, let me actually start doing something. And one trick I will share with you is, if you've got something to do, and sometimes it may be something you don't want to do, you're more than likely to procrastinate on that thing. You're more than likely to find something else to do. But you know what? It's fine, because you can use this to trick your mind. And I've done it so many times. So let's say you've got a wall to paint. I know, odd, but let's say you want to paint your house, your flats, you want to paint your wall. It is a bit of a tedious job. It is something that seems so big. The quicker you get moving, the quicker you can actually start doing it. So maybe start with a simpler task. So say to yourself, you're going to start tidying up. You're going to start tidying up the area so you can just make room for it, make way for it. And you know what happens? Once you start taking that action, once you start making that movement, all of a sudden, you will start painting the wall before you even know it. Before you even think about, oh, am I going to start now? And that's just how the brain works. When you're in movement, it's so much easier to keep moving. So don't wait for motivation. Create systems that allow you to schedule the things you need to do and get it done. Because the quicker you start doing the small things, the quicker you're going to feel unstuck. This year is a year of development. You're going to grow. Continue watching the videos, watch the videos that I post already, and you're going to grow. It's not easy, it's not instant, it's a journey. But the most important thing is that you start taking your personal growth seriously. And if it's consistency that you're lacking, make sure you watch my next video. If this video spoke to you, make sure you double check to check that you're actually subscribed. I've got like 68% of viewers who are not subscribed. So make sure you have a look to make sure you're subscribed. As always, I will see you on my next video.